AT&T workers vigorously hug out differences in so-called fight. Two dudes, supposedly AT&T internet installers, were caught fighting in a San Antonio backyard last week. When we originally came across this story, we expected a bloody throwdown, but it was more like a chummy bro-down. According to the San Antonio Express, the men are actually subcontractors and not AT&T employees. Naturally, such a hilarious March 15th man hug session became a Facebook hit. The person who posted the clip after seeing it on her security camera app called it the sissiest fight, but that's insulting to sissies. It's two grown men who are supposed to be doing a job, but instead they're grapple hugging. As you'd expect, these fellas got fired. Meanwhile, the homeowner did eventually get AT&T installed, albeit by another company. Say no to safe spaces on YouTube. Support TomoNews at patreon.com/TomoNews. Here's a selection of real fights.
Man punches kangaroo when it places his dog in a headlock. The footage you're about to see is being billed as the most Australian thing on the internet. A man going toe-to-toe with a wild kangaroo to save his pet dog. On June 15th, a group of buddies set out on a hunting trip to show their dying friend, Kylem, one last good time before he passed away from cancer. The men traveled deep into the bush of the outback, searching for a massive wild boar. Their dogs ran ahead of them. The hounds are trained to pick up the scent of the pigs and steer clear of kangaroos. Unfortunately, one of the dogs got a wee bit too close to a tall buck, and it wasted no time grabbing hold of him. Realizing his canine was in danger, the dog's owner, Greg Tompkins, ran out to the rescue, ready to go toe-to-toe with the menacing marsupial. The dog happened to be wearing a protective vest designed to shield him from the sharp tusks of a wild boar. Luckily, it protected him from the nasty claws of the roo, too, which can cut through flesh. Greg Tompkins ran into the ring unprotected though, and one steady kick to the gut from the kangaroo could quite easily have disemboweled him. The dog was able to break free, and suddenly Greg Tompkins found himself face to face with the kangaroo. So, he put up his dukes. The fight lasted all of one punch, a sweeping right bare-knuckle fist to the mouth. The roo, shaken up, must have seen stars. He'd probably never been hit like that before. It took him a moment to reconcile what had happened, and it's no wonder. Check out that punch in slow-mo. Now, check it out again. Seconds later, in a stunning upset, the kangaroo accepted defeat, bounding off into the distance. Media reports following the match revealed the winning fighter, Greg Tompkins, also happens to be a professional zookeeper. No wonder he had the edge.
No-nonsense cop busts up IHOP brawl with brute force. When you're waiting on pancakes at 3 a.m. and a catfight breaks out, what do? You start recording. That's what one patron in a Florida IHOP did, and the video has amassed more than 105,000 views on Facebook alone. On March 5th, a commotion between two groups of girls started to escalate, apparently when the restaurant manager asked that they get rid of the alcohol they brought in. Before long, punches were being thrown, coffee canisters were being hurled, and there was probably some scratching and clawing going on too. A female officer stepped in to try to calm things down, but she alone was unable to put an end to the throwdown. She quickly called for backup, and boy did they ever show up. A few cops entered the restaurant trying to get a handle on the situation, but the scene exploded when this officer burst through the doors, threatening the drunks with the taser and pretty much bulldozing his way through the chaos.
They started arguing. I said, "You know what? Stop talking!"
You've got to admit, it's kind of impressive to see the cop take control of this situation. Just check out the expression on this guy's face while he's hiding under the table. He is freaked the f*** out. In the end, at least 5 people were arrested and are now facing charges. Reached for comment on how its officers handled the situation, the Lee County Sheriff's Office said, "Our units were called and responded to a very unstable situation that was turning more and more violent. Soon after our arrival, we took and maintained control of the situation. Guess we know who's getting a free pancake breakfast during his next shift."
5 inmates injured in supermax jail fight. 5 inmates were injured during a massive fight at Cook County Jail in Illinois. Officials say the fight happened Friday at around 1:30 p.m. in the jail's supermax division. The mayhem begins when an inmate standing near the center of the room punches another in the back of the head. Another inmate is struck, causing his head to bounce off a cement pillar. Out cold, he remains on the floor until someone pulls him away. Nearly 30 men in the general population room are in the thick of it, but some clearly don't want to be involved and stay close to the walls. Guards eventually get things under control. Several weapons were recovered, including 2 that appear to have been made from asthma inhaler parts. Officials are now investigating how the inmates got or made the weapons. Jail spokeswoman Cara Smith said 5 inmates were taken to hospital to be treated for injuries including stab wounds, but none of the injuries were life-threatening. 4 of the 5 inmates were in jail on murder charges, while the 5th person was charged with armed robbery. Say no to safe spaces on YouTube. Support TomoNews at patreon.com/TomoNews. Penguin relationship drama fires up Twitterverse. National Geographic tweeted a brutal video on Sunday that single-handedly destroyed all our warm fuzzies from Happy Feet. Turns out penguins are no more monogamous or loyal than the rest of us, and are entrenched in so much drama, it's practically the Real Wives of Antarctica down there. The story starts off simple enough, with a husband and wife penguin living the good life in their cozy burrow. But one day, hubby comes home to find his hand canoodling with another bird, and all hell breaks loose. The husband and the home wrecker club each other with their wings, with the fight ending in a standoff. Ultimately, the wife chooses the homewrecker and kicks hubby out. The cuckold tries one last time to fight for his love to the bloody end. But wife ain't got no time for losers, and he's left out in the cold, homeless, and betrayed. The brutal fight spread through Twitter shares like wildfire, with almost everyone sympathizing with the husband. The internet's love for drama has made sure the narrative continues online, with parody penguin accounts already viral on social media. But brace yourselves, there might be a plot twist.